Hello, everyone. Welcome to a new episode. We're working on Unit 5, Lessons 3 and 4. Our topic is People We Admire. Let's get started with our objectives. We will ask and answer about famous places you have visited. We will listen to somebody talking about things they have or have not done. We will ask and answer about things you have or haven't done. We will learn phrases for introducing people. We will ask and answer about the ages of people at important stages. We will read about a famous man from India and answer questions about him. And we will write 2 paragraphs about the life of someone we admire or you admire. Okay. Which famous places have you visited? I want you to think of the places that you've been in Egypt and write down the names of the places you have visited. Which famous places would you still like to visit? The places that you haven't visited yet. Now, I would like you to listen to Tariq's father introducing his friend, Mr. Banks, to a neighbor, and then answer the question, which famous building has Mr. Banks visited in Egypt? So, listen to the audio and then answer the question based on what you hear.
Good morning, Mr. Sabri. How are you? I'm fine, thanks, Mr. Ibrahim. And you? I'm fine too. Have you met my friend, Mr. Banks from England? Mr. Banks, this is my neighbor, Mr. Sabri. How do you do? Pleased to meet you, Mr. Banks. Have you visited Cairo before? No, I haven't. This is my first visit. Cairo is an amazing city. Have you come here for a holiday? No, I've come here to work. I take photos for a newspaper. Do you travel a lot in your job? Yes, I've been to many countries. Have you seen any famous places in Egypt? Have you sailed on the Nile? I've been to the pyramids, but I haven't sailed on the Nile. Have you done a lot of other exciting things in other countries? Yes, I've eaten some very unusual food, and I've met some interesting people. Tell me about some of the things you've done. Well, I've ridden an elephant in India. Have you studied any languages? Yes, I have. I've studied Japanese. Well, have a good time in Egypt, Mr. Banks. It was nice to meet you. It was nice to meet you too, Mr. Sabri. Goodbye. See you later, Mr. Sabri.
So now I would like you to reread the question. Which famous building has Mr. Banks visited in Egypt? If you're still unsure, you can listen to the audio one more time. And
Good morning, Miss.
the answer is he has visited the pyramids. He has visited the pyramids. Now, I want you to listen one more time. You can always rewind the video and listen to the audio again, and then complete the table to show what Mr. Banks has or hasn't done. So the first 2 are done for us. Mr. Banks has visited Cairo before, and Mr. Banks has been to other countries. Now let's look at number 3. Mr. Banks has seen the pyramid. That is correct. Number 4, Mr. Banks sailed on the Nile. No, he has not. Number 5, he has eaten unusual food. Of course, yes, he has. Number 6, he met some interesting people. Yes, he has. And number 7, he has ridden an elephant, and that was in India. That is correct. And he studied languages. That is also correct. You can always go back, listen, and then check your answers with me. Now we're going to ask and answer questions. Have you sailed on the Nile? No, I haven't, but I've sailed on the Red Sea. Now I want you to take turns to introduce someone. So let's say you have a friend and you would like that friend to meet your other friends. You can use the functions box to help you. Let's look at the example of the speech bubbles on the lower right-hand side of the slide. This is my friend Farida. Pleased to meet you. Now, if you're introducing a person, you can say, have you met my friend Shireen? And then the other person can say, how do you do? Or pleased to meet you. Or it is nice to meet you. Now, we're going to be jumping to lesson 4. Let's ask and answer questions together. Number 1, how old are people usually when they finish school? So when people finish school, how old are they? And number 2, how old are people usually when they get a degree? So when they finish their university degree, how old are they usually? Number 3, why is it usually difficult to get a degree when you are young? Why do you feel that it is hard to get a degree when you are young? Think about the reasons and write them down in your notebooks. Now we can check questions 1 and 2 together. They are 17 or older when they finish school. So when a person finishes school, they're usually 17 years old or older than that. Number 2, how old are they when they get their degree? They're usually 21 years old. And number 3, maybe it is difficult to get a degree because you do not know enough information yet. Maybe. But you can have different reasons. Please write them down. Now, I would like you to read about a famous man from India and answer the questions. Now, his name is Tathagat Avatar Tulsi. His date of birth is 9 September 1987. His place of birth is Patna, India. At the age of 10, he took a science degree in Patna University in India. And at the age of 23, he was a professor in Mumbai, India. And the prizes he received were from many prizes were from India and from other countries. Now, let's read and answer questions. When was Tathagat Avatar Tulsi born? He was born in 1987. Where did he live when he was a child? He lived in Patna, India. Number 3, where did he go to university? He went to Patna University in India. And number 4, which subject did he get his degree in? He got his degree in science. And number 5, has he got any prizes? Yes, he received many prizes. Now, I would like you to prepare yourself to create a project. You need to find out about the life of someone you admire, and I want you to find information and make notes about that person's date and place of birth, his or her school life, their interests, university degree, prizes and medals, important work, and any other interesting information. Then I would like you to write 2 paragraphs about your favorite person. Let's read the example on the right-hand side together. My grandfather is my hero. He was born in a village to a poor family in January 1952, but he worked hard at school and he went to university. He was always interested in helping people and he became a doctor. I admire him because he has stopped working as a doctor, but he hasn't stopped helping people. He teaches science in the village school. He has taught science to children who are now at university. If you would ask me what would I write my project about, I would choose Ahmed Al-Shuqairi. If you don't know who he is, you can look him up. He's done a lot of interesting projects and television shows, along with charity work. He's an amazing person. You can look him up, or you can choose your own role model to write your project about. Now that's a wrap. We have asked and answered questions about famous places you have visited. We listened to somebody talking about things they have or haven't done. We asked and answered about things you have or haven't done. We learned phrases for introducing people, and we asked and answered about the ages of people at important stages. We read about a famous man from India and answered questions. We learned to write 2 paragraphs about the life of someone you admire. Guys, that's a wrap. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.